Hey guys, we are back with some more Vegas Golden Knights Eastside Hockey Manager. And in this one, as you can see, Marc-Andre Fleury is out for a few days with a thigh contusion. So we had to call up our goalie from the minors, Dylan Ferguson, to be the backup here. And unfortunately, we are at 24 players on the roster, which means we have to send someone down. And that someone for right now is going to be Carl Forers. He's not simulating the way I expected him to. Only 3 points so far in 9 games, -2. 633 average rating, and at the moment we have 5 natural centers on the team. Lowry could always move back to center, so we're going to be sending Carl Forers down to the AHL for a little bit, and we will be putting Reiko Polkinen in for the first time this season, so we'll get Lowry in at center on the third line, and then we will get Reiko Polkinen in on, I guess we'll get him on the third line, give him a chance. And so, because that fourth line of Fasching, Carrier, and Lazaro, or actually the fourth line was Lowry, right? But I want Lazaro to have a little bit of a decreased role here, just because, you know, it's his rookie season, and rookies generally benefit more from having less time. So maybe it would be beneficial actually to put Polkinen on the fourth line, and actually that's what I'm going to do. So we'll get Ferguson in there. Zukov, this is his chance to be the starting goaltender, at least for right now, for this team. Won't be for long, but, you know, it's a good experience for him. So we're going to have to go a few games without Fleury. And in terms of defense with Carlo, I don't know. That's a rough contract. 4.5 for the next 2 years and then 4.2 for the last 3. It's the same deal, unfortunately, with Tuch. He's got 5 more years left as well at 4.2. That's rough because he's been simulating horribly, 650. Now, keep in mind, in my defense, we gave him this contract off a year that he simulated fantastic on a team that was absolutely terrible. 738 average rating, 38 points in 58 games, so I felt, you know, he deserved that contract, but so far it's been a huge yikes. And then in terms of defensemen, I mean, Theodore and Hogg could be playing better, so I guess we'll give Hogg a little bit of a rest, and we'll get Carlo in there to try to prove himself here over the next few games. So going into November here, let's see what happens. The Canadians with a 3-1 win over the Flyers, and we are looking to have a better month. I mean, we did have a fairly good first month of October. We went 6-3 in 9 games. Wasn't terrible, but, you know, it was, oh my. Oh, jeez, okay. I thought that was, William Karlsson for a second. Erik Karlsson is out for 3 months after a UCL tear. I mean, you never like to see that regardless of who it is, but at least it is not our Karlsson, our first-line center. So, 4-2 win for the Flames over the Capitals. Hopefully we can really put on a show here for the Vegas Golden Knights fans, though it looks like we have a lot of away games here this month, as yes, we do. The majority of our games are away games besides this game against Dallas, LA, and then San Jose. All the other games are away here. So let us continue on with this month, and hopefully we can do better. First period. All right, there you go. That's what I like to see. 2 goals from Fasching and then a goal from Teemu Polkinen. What's new? Second period, goal from Veleno. Third period, Teemu Polkinen with a 3-point night. I mean, sure, 2 of them were on empty netters, but still, what a beast. For the 6-3 win against the New York Islanders, 7-3-0 on the season so far. November 4th against the Rangers here. Lowry reaches a career milestone, 100th career assist. There you go. Game against the Rangers, that is an unfortunate 5-3 loss with goals by Marchessault, Riley Smith, and Panarin. So, a little back and forth action here. Hopefully Carlo's doing his job defensively. And hopefully Reiko Polkinen simulating pretty well. Carlo out for a few days, so that's that's unfortunate. Major injury as well. So okay, so good. He's been simulating very well in the couple of games that he's been in so far. 750 average rating, but you know, unfortunately, he's got that lower leg injury. We got to get Hogg back in there. And is Flower back? Not quite, so we're going to leave Zukov in there still. And then forwards, let's see how is our guy Reiko Polkinen simulating. 7 average rating. All right, that's respectable. That is respectable. So I'll leave him in there. He doesn't have any points yet. He's -2, but he's got that 7 average rating, which means he's simulating pretty well. That's generally what you look for in this game, is the 7 average rating, and he has that. So we're going to leave him in there. 5-1 win for the Devils over the Canucks. 5-2 win for the Blackhawks over the Sharks, as well as the Oilers over the Penguins. Why is it taking so long? Why is it not responding? Come on, let's go. November 6th, there we go. Do we have a game here? Yes, we do, against the Senators. That's going to be a 5-2-3 loss. And there is the first career point of Reiko Polkinen on a goal by William Carrier. And there is the first goal for Reiko Polkinen as well in this game. It's unfortunate we did not win this for him. And, of course, there is Teemu Polkinen with the secondary assist on a Veleno power play goal. But, man, our defense is a little shaky here at the moment. So, I mean, you could always attribute this to Marc-Andre Fleury being injured. But then again, you know, Fleury's in his old age now. He's gonna get injured. So we need to make sure that our defense, whenever Fleury is not, and even when Fleury is playing, needs to step up in a big way here, especially in this game against the Red Wings. We cannot falter too much here. So first period, there you go. Reiko Polkinen, 2 games in a row. And he's got the 8 average rating currently. Keep it up, my man. William Karlsson, and then Veleno with the assists from who else but Teemu Polkinen and Cam York. Second period, there you go. Smith and Karlsson. Third period, oh my. Mantha, Zetterberg, and Tatar with the goals to get Detroit to overtime here as Dadonov. Evgeny Dadonov gets the goal to end it for the Red Wings in overtime, and we will take the point, but that is unfortunate. We're looking for some wins here. Carlo resumes practice. That's good. He was simulating well for us, so we're going to get him back in there. And we'll take... Oh, my. Shea Theodore. That is very uncharacteristic of him at 685. He's been simulating well the past 3 years, but so far not this year. So we will be taking him out in favor of Carlo. Get Carlo in there on this second pair with Brandstrom. And is Flower back? Yes, he is. Let's get Ferguson down to the AHL where he belongs, and we'll get Flower back in there. There you go. We need you back. So let's, yeah, we're going to simulate ahead here, presuming there's nothing else that we need to look at. William Karlsson, yikes. I mean, he's been getting the points, but his average rating is down there, so he must be kind of struggling defensively there. So let's see what's Panarin's plus minus at. 0. Smith, let's see. -1. So he's, this first line appears to be letting in some goals as well. So let's see if we can do something to change that. So the first line is very offensively minded. So we're going to tone that down a little bit to offensive. And then same with the aggressiveness. Shooting, what is going on with all these strategies? I never set shooting for very selective. What is going on here? We're going to go heavy shooting. All right, there we go. Let's see what's going on. I don't know why all of this is like this. I do not remember changing that to berserk or very offensive mentality. Oh my. It's for every line here. So let's actually customize this for every line here. So the fourth line, I mean, the fourth line's got our offensive mentality, so we can do that. Defense, yeah, that third line is a defensive third line for sure. And then the second line, yeah, the second line's offensive. Okay, so I have no idea what was going on there, but maybe it'll help us. Those changes will help us out a little bit here. So game against the Habs on the 10th. Let's get there. And hopefully those changes in strategies don't hurt our game too much. Although we were on a bit of a losing streak, so let's see what happens here. And why are we getting all these percentages here? What's going on there? Detail level. Okay. All right. So here is where we need to set this to minimum. There you go. We shouldn't see any more of those percentages now. I don't know what was going on there. But let us get through this month here, as we are already 10 minutes through this video, and we are only roughly 10 days through the month. Come on now, let's go. 5-0 win, there you go. Silverberg, Hogg, Marchessault, Krug, and Marchessault. 2 goals on the power play. That is what I like to see for the 5-0 win. 8-5-1 currently are your Vegas Golden Knights. Game against the Sabres. They are in first, and they get the 4-2 win, with goals for Vegas by Carlson and Panarin, and then assists on both goals by Smith and Miller, but not much after that. So we're a little back and forth here, and that is not what I like to see. So we might have to look at changing some things, maybe like halfway through this month, or even at the end of the month. That'd be fine. I mean, we're still in a good position. We're in second, but for how long, right? Like, literally, 9th has 16 points. 11th has 15. So we cannot afford to be dropping too many games here. We have to basically keep a good ratio. So a 3-2 win for the Panthers over the Sharks. 4-3 win for the Canadians. Dzingel out for 4 months. Couture out for 6 months. Man, these injuries. Flyers with a 3-2 win over the Wild. 3-2 win for the Avalanche over the Coyotes as well. And the Coyotes. The reigning Stanley Cup champions are currently in 14th in the Western Conference. Jeez. Carlo injured once again. That's nice. Jesus, man. Monahan out for 2 weeks. He's a prospect of ours. Hopefully he gets better. Jeez, man. All right, so Carlo's, of course, down to a 7 now, so we got to get Theodore back in there. And hopefully we don't get hit by the injury bug too hard this year. And, yeah, Lowry is now back to his old ways, unfortunately. 662. Yikes. And he was at, like, what, an A before? Oh, my, that average rating for the recent games. If Lowry wasn't a center, then I would definitely scratch him for Tuch. Definitely. Yikes. All right, let's see what happens here against the Stars. Then, if need be, we'll make changes. Veleno with the goal. York and Veleno with the goals as well. Veleno with a 3-point night. So that's a good night for him there. And we stay in second in our conference. But again, that may not stay the same for long, because it is a pretty close race right now. Jeez, man. Rasmus Kupari with an injury for a week. And let's see, do we have a game here? No, we do not. 4-2 win for the Maple Leafs over the Jackets. 4-1 win for the Sabres over the Lightning. See what's going on here. 4-3 win for the Panthers over the Ducks. 4-3 win for the Devils over the Wild. 4-3 win for the Sharks over the Kings. And a 4-2 win for the Capitals over the Oilers. Got the full page done there. That's what I'm talking about. 4-3 win for the Avalanche over the Flames. And a 5-2 win for the Hurricanes over the Blues. Don't want to keep slurring my words there. Try not to read words too fast. Player of the week is Sam Reinhart. Defensive player of the week is Cam Talbot. Game against the Oilers, that is what I'm talking about. 5-2 win. Panarin, Lowry, Silverberg, Smith, and Reiko Pulkkinen with the goals. And of course, Teemu Pulkkinen with an assist on the Silverberg goal with the 15-point season so far. And that would be 16 right there, as I don't believe that the stats updated yet. So, I mean, Teemu Pulkkinen keeps working his magic. Let's see. Where is he? Where is he at? Yeah. Teemu Pulkkinen, 15 points on the season in 17 games. My goodness. He's second among fours. Unreal. Carlo resumes practice, so he's back. Let's see who is struggling now on defense to replace. So that would still be Theodore. How's Hogg doing in recent games? Yeah, he's doing all right. How did Theodore do in those few games? Theodore played well in that last game. I'm still going to get him out, though. Even if we have to trade Carlo, the more you play players in this game, the more their trade value is going to obviously... Well, let me rephrase that. The less their trade value will diminish if you're looking to trade them because, obviously if he sits scratched for like a month or so, then his trade value is going to be gone. So 4-2 loss against the Canucks. Smith and Carrier with the goals. All right, so it's actually been roughly, I'm going to say more than 12 hours since that last clip. Something came up, I couldn't finish it, so here we are in the line screen. I have no idea where I was yesterday, so we're just going to pick it up from here. I switched Lazaro with Lowry because Lowry has been taking an absolute nosedive recently. I mean, he's got 5 average ratings in a couple of the past few games, and then in this game here against Detroit, -5 on only 14 minutes of ice time. So, that is definitely a demotion in lines if I've ever seen one. So we're going to try Lazaro with Fasching and Marchessault and hope that works out. And if not, then we might have to consider trading him as well as like Alex Tuch. But unfortunately, I tried trading Alex Tuch off screen and it's nearly impossible. Oh my. Okay, so we actually have an offer from the Ducks, but it's not a good one. But that being said, it would take off the cap of Alex Tuch. Before, when I tried this, there was nobody wanted Alex Tuch because of his contract. So now the Ducks want to give us Alex Dosty, who, I mean, we're probably not going to be using, but this would be a huge cap dump. And Tuch, he has not been the greatest. He really has not. I mean, he had that one game there against Ottawa. But other than that, this season he has been nowhere to be found. And he really has not been anywhere to be found for the past year and a half. So I think we are going to, we'll respond to this. I want to see if we could get a draft pick out of it instead, like maybe just even if it's the 6th. I mean, let's see what this. Okay, so they're not going to do that because they don't like it from a financial point of view. So they're putting Dosty in there for the exchange of contracts, I suppose. So you know what? I think I'll do this just because, again, he's been absolutely terrible, and I don't know the next time I'm going to be able to unload Alex Tuch because this contract is an anchor on this team. So we're just going to offer this straight up. I know it looks like a terrible trade on paper, and it is, but it's getting rid of that cap that we desperately need for this upcoming offseason. So I'm fine with it, and you know what? That gives some opportunities to some younger guys. And if you take a look at Carl Forrest down here in the AHL, in 8 games played, 11 points, 763 average rating. So he's definitely good. We know that much. But it's a matter of, can he translate that to the NHL level? But another guy who has caught my attention for sure is Nick Suzuki. For the past year and a half, he's been down here in the AHL, and he's been consistently putting up points and growing in terms of average rating. His average rating has actually been nothing but fantastic at every level he's played so far in the simulation. So I think we're going to give him the chance as the 13th forward, as to let Carl Forrest grow a little bit more in the AHL. And then hopefully we could just get Alex Tuch out of here, because again, that's a terrible contract, I'll admit. But we did, in my defense, we did give it to him when he was a good player on a bad team. So, I mean, I thought he would be good long term, but apparently not. So we just have to hope that, yes, the Ducks will take this trade. There we go. We got that 4.2 off the books. I don't know how. Yeah, I mean, I knew that would happen right there. Fans rage, board angry, yeah, whatever. The board and the fans in this game, at least when it comes to the news, do not know or do not take into consideration a cap dump trade. And that was definitely a cap dump trade. So we're going to be waiving Dosty here. We'll just send him to the AHL, and we will be calling up Nick Suzuki. As Adam Lowry, again, 644. So I'm going to be scratching him. We'll give Suzuki the chance since he's a natural center. He's got that 66 for faceoffs. Put him on the fourth line. And let's see what he does. And hopefully he could be better than Adam Lowry. And if he is, then that's another player we can just get out of here, because he has quite the cap at 4.5 for the next 2 years, and then 4.2 for 3 years after that. So yeah, basically the definition of a cap dump trade right there. And let's just try to get through November here without really falling apart. And then we will end things off, as it's already been, I'm pretty sure, like a 20-minute long video. I don't know the exact time right now because my current recording's at 5 minutes. So because of, I had to stop out for quite a long time there. So game against the Kings, and we will win it and not win it. We are going to win overtime. We were about to win it, but then Kings came back, and we are going to a shootout, and it will be a win for the Kings in the shootout. So Carrier, Timu Polkinen, Carlson, and Veleno with the goals. Reiko Polkinen with an assist in there as well. So we got a point, but it is against a Western Conference team. So I would rather get the 2 points there. Polkinen suffers injury. Oh, no, that's not good. Timu Polkinen with the 2-week hip flexor strain injury. So that is unfortunate. One of our best simulators. Yikes. Okay, so now we get Adam Lowry in there again. And unfortunately, Nick Suzuki, in his first game, has 6 average rating. We'll give him another few games there to prove himself. All right, now where am I putting Lowry? I'm not putting him on the second line. I guess I'll put Marchessault there, and I'll put Lowry on the left wing. Then power play, Panarin, Carlson, Smith, Marchessault, Veleno, and we'll go with Silverberg. All right. Hopefully that works. Slowly getting through this month here. 5-1 win for the Jets over the Devils. Anything going on here? Play of the week, Aaron Ekblad. And a trade between the Sharks and the Wild. Curtis Gabriel for Harrison Blaisdell, a fourth and a fourth. A 4-1 win for the Avalanche over the Oilers. A 4-2 win for the Blues over the Sabres. And a 4-3 win for the Flyers over the Canucks. Getting through the month here. Game against the Ducks. We win in the shootout. Goals by Carrier, Miller, and Krug. And then shootout goes by Krug and Silverberg. In fourth in the Western Conference now are your Vegas Golden Knights. And of course, William Karlsson is injured with a rotator cuff strain for 2 weeks. So that is unfortunate. We are losing forwards left and right here now, as we will now have to call up someone from the AHL. Which, oh my, Reed Duke's average rating, 579 in the AHL. Definitely not going to be re-signing him here. He's been a solid simulator in the years past, but this year has just been absolute trash. Jeez. All right, so average rating. I mean, Carl Forrest has been doing very well down here in the AHL. But that being said, I do want him to have a full year of development down here, because he didn't exactly impress me in his 9 games in the NHL this year. So we'll try to call up someone else here. Kenneth Torma or Lucas Summers. How they've been doing. I mean, Summers hasn't been doing too bad, but Torma got that 95 for faceoffs. Yeah, I think we'll, Torma's been a good simulator at every level he's played so far, so we will call him up, see what he can do as an injury replacement player. And he is definitely not going on the first line. So that would be Veleno, I guess. And then Lazaro, second line center. And then, jeez, man, our center depth really is not great. We'll get Torma on the fourth line. And then power play. I guess we'll get Lazaro on the power play there. Switch him with Veleno. And then penalty kill, I'll just ask coach here. He puts Torma there, so hopefully he does well in the penalty kill. Now, defensively, anyone struggling? Yeah, Carlo. Figures. He was doing well at first, but it's the same thing as Adam Lowry and Alex Tuch. He's just... he had that one good game against the Islanders, but really been kind of below average as of recent. So let's get Shea Theodore back in there on the second D pairing. And then how many games has Fleury played in a row here? Oh, yeah, he's played... oh, yeah. Let's give him a break. Get Zukov in there. And, yeah, we'll finish off this month, and then we will end things off. 6-1 win for the Flyers over the Islanders. And we're going to have this game against the Sharks here. They're in last in the Western Conference, and that continues as we beat them 6-2. Goals by Veleno, Hogg, Silverberg, Torma with his first NHL goal in his first NHL game, I believe. Yeah. That would be his first goal in his first game. Good job there, buddy. He also got an assist here. 8 average rating. And then a goal by Smith and Lazaro as well. So, good game all around. And hopefully Torma could keep that up because we desperately need some quality center depth, as the only centers we have are, good centers at the moment at least, are Carlson and Veleno. So hopefully Torma can step up here, as I really do not feel comfortable with Adam Lowry at the moment. So the Coyotes, who won the Stanley Cup last year, are currently in 13th in the conference. Goals by Suzuki and Reiko Polkinen, but that will be all she wrote for us against the Arizona Coyotes as they beat us 5-2. And a game against the Blues on December 2nd. So we are going to finish off this month and look at the stats. So Nico Hischier is out for 5 months with a bad concussion. Oh, that's unfortunate. And, just you hate to see that. So Carlson, Polkinen, they're still injured. That's unfortunate. Defensively, yeah, Theodore did much better in that game there. He got an 8 average rating. And then a 7 against the San Jose Sharks. So he's been simulating better than Brian Carlo recently, so we'll leave him in there. Nicholas Hogg, let's see how he's been doing. Yeah, he's been doing pretty well the past couple of games as well. And then these 4 defensemen here, Krug, Miller, Brandstrom, and York, they have been pretty solid all year round. So we're going to be leaving them in there. We'll check out the stats here. So we'll do defensemen first, I suppose. Torrey Krug with 15 points, and then Brandstrom with 14 points, Miller with 12, Theodore with 9 in 17 games, York with 9, Hogg with 6, and Carlo with 2 in 7 games. And then average rating, Krug with 755, Miller with the 745, Brandstrom with the 727, York with the 714, Hogg with the 695, so he's pretty much there to where he would need to be considered, a mainstay in the lineup, so we'll leave him in there. Shea Theodore, pretty much the same thing, 694, and you know what? He's had good years in the past. Oh my, what is going on here? Game's glitching out a little bit. All right, so yeah, he's been a pretty solid simulator for us in years past, so we're gonna, I'm not gonna rant on him too much, but one guy I will rant on is Brandon Carlo. He has proven so far that every year in the simulation, he has been pretty bad. 682 and 666 with the Bruins, and now 674, 671 with your Vegas Golden Knights. So it's really not looking good for him. He is another guy who we should probably think about shipping out, especially if we have a replacement defenseman in the minors. I mean, we have Semenov, who this is his first year in North America, so I think I want him to stay in the AHL a little bit longer, and it doesn't look like he's too successful right now down there anyway, so we'll leave him there. Martin Stephenson has a 708, so, but again, his first pro year in North America. And then Jet Wu, I mean, he's been simulating all right down there in the AHL. I mean, other than that -10 there, of course, but you know, in terms of average rating, he's been doing all right. And then Todd Corsi, let's see, 714 average rating, +4. So he hasn't been too bad either, but it is also his first professional year. So I don't want to put any pressure on those guys. And, you know, even if I guess we trade for a depth defenseman, it'd be better than having this $4.5 million contract on the books, especially with the amount of cap space that we're going to need eventually with the contracts of, I mean, not right now, not this year, I don't think, but soon with Joe Veleno and Cam York. Yeah, I think it's next year that we have to worry about that, but, or maybe even the year after. But I guess it's just good to get those contracts off while we can, you know. Go back into the stats here. Let's do forwards. Artemi Panarin, 20 points in 22 games. Joe Veleno with 19 and 22. Polkinen with 17 and 19, got injured there. William Karlsson with 15 and 20. Smith with 14. Marchessault with 13. Carrier with 11. Lowry with 11. Fasching with 10. Silverberg with 10. Lazaro with 9. Reiko Polkinen with 7. Torma with 2. And then Suzuki with 1. Let us see plus minus. All the minuses are Fasching, Lowry, and Marchessault. Carrier, Silverberg are +6. Lazaro's +5. Shots on goal. Panarin with 77. Smith with 76. Shooting percentages. Let's see. Carrier with a 21.6 on 37 shots. And then average rating. Artemi Panarin with a 782. Reiko Polkinen with a 746. Beast so far. Riley Smith with a 732. William Carrier with a 727. Jacob Silverberg with a 723. So Silverberg, defensively anyway, has been simulating very good. Teemu Polkinen with a 721. Marchessault with a 718. Fasching with a 716. Joe Veleno with a 714. And then Karlsson 685. Alan Lazaro with a 674. Torma with a 650. That's unfortunate. Adam Lowry with 647. And then Nick Suzuki, unfortunately, with a 6 average rating. Then goaltenders, the Flower 725. And then Zukov with a 6. Goalie stats, Flower 894 save percentage. And Zukov 832 save percentage. Flower with 1 shutout. So might want to look to upgrading backup goaltender now that we have cap space. Or at least a little bit of cap space. More than we had before, for sure. So I'll end it off there. And if you guys have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next one.